Hello everyone, welcome to the episode 1 of the Kapil Deev show on the YouTube channel. Today we have a wonderful textile entrepreneur with us who's going to speak her journey of becoming an entrepreneur and her journey in popularizing the brand Textile of Saree. Welcome, Mridula.
Hi, how are you, Kapil?
I'm good, thank you, and glad that you are on the first episode of the show.
My pleasure.
And at ease, because we're going to have a good conversation about your product rather, which is about the sarees and the textiles and the woven factories. And before that, we'd like to thank the 80s Old Town Cafe here in Tarnaka, Secunderabad for giving this wonderful coffee shop, and we have been here as well to taste the coffee. I'm sure you like the coffee and the ambience here.
Absolutely.
And very gracious of them for them to actually host us here. So, Mridula, you're from Odisha,
Yes.
but you speak very good Telugu. How that happened?
I moved to Hyderabad for my advanced studies. I came for my doctoral work
Okay.
at Central Institute of English and Foreign Languages,
CFL.
CFL. And
Now it's called IFLU.
Now it is called English and Foreign
All right.
Languages University. And I came in 1990. And after that I made Hyderabad my base.
All right.
So
Hyderabad has a lot of history of food, chai, culture. Of course, we're right now going to sip in some coffee, cold coffee for you and the hot coffee for me. How do you see the whole city which has developed in the last 3 decades that you've been here and experiencing Hyderabad?
yeah, from a majorly academic hub, it has moved into the IT and the tech hub. And now it has really gone global, and we see that this has become a place for culture, economic, advancement. It's been a place for the young and the old, all. What I see is major opportunity for, indigenous work.
All right.
Along with the global market.
Global market.
Yeah, so the access to people all across the country and international people has made Hyderabad an amazing place to be in.
So you were a student, then you became a corporate employee.
Yes.
And you served at the highest level in the corporate world as a coach and development coach. Talk us through that story of your life.
Sure.
And we'll come back to the interesting part later. But
Yes, definitely. Yeah, so I started off as a hardcore academician. The academia was what I was looking at as my future, as my occupational, panorama. I worked at CFL, which is Central Institute of English and Foreign Languages, as a faculty of English language, literature, linguistics and stylistics. I have taught a large gamut of people, starting from 18-year-old to 65, 70-year-olds across various organizations. I moved into the corporate, interestingly, to help corporate employees hone their English language.
oh wow.
However, human development is the core of anything that we do.
Right.
And that is where I moved into, personal growth, professional growth. I moved into interpersonal skills, leadership. And as I was doing all this, I realized that, transactional analysis and our Indic way of looking at human development, they gel very well. And that's how I, moved into human development coaching. Before I moved into my independent work, I was the country head with Pearson India's, venture.
The learning and development program.
Learning and development, yes. learning and development. Prior to that, I was a country head for HGS, Hinduja Global Services,
Right.
again learning and development.
So you've been in big roles, big positions,
Right?
maybe fat-paying jobs and all these things.
That's true.
That's true. And the life of a leisure life in the corporate world.
I wouldn't say leisure. It would be highly hectic and stressful.
So I'm coming back to your 2.0 journey, and that you turned to textiles.
That's right.
And what whole transition actually? Why was the whole transition that was happening around you?
Okay, so textiles is something which is my childhood memory. My maternal family, our village is close to a weaving village. And at that point of time, let me tell you, we didn't even have access to a bus.
Which village is this?
This is, so my maternal village is Tohara in Ganjam, Odisha. And Pittola is a major weaving hub.
Okay.
So it's 1 kilometer away from my village.
Okay.
And in order to come to the main road,
Okay.
to get public transport, we had to cross this weaving village.
Oh, nice.
So I have...
So that caught your eye?
That's right. I've grown up with the beautiful music of, the looms
All right.
and the tic-tac sound of weaving happening.
Right.
And that somehow stayed with me. Have always thought in terms of, so when we were all moving towards, power looms, mills, synthetics, my family and the larger family, we were still, living with handlooms.
Okay.
So even as a child, I have lived with handlooms. I've worn handlooms.
Right.
I've learned to appreciate handlooms. Today, I have my great-grandmother's 120-year-old sarees with me.
Oh, wow.
A couple of pieces which are
All right.
framed.
Right.
So that's the kind of background I come from. And that has always been part of my, repertoire, part of my memories. So when there was a point of time when I was forced to move out of a full-time corporate career because of my health issues, I had a lot of time to think.
So you're mentioning about health issues. All right. And your transition happened during that phase. What exactly happened?
Well, I was diagnosed with cancer.
Okay.
So 2013, I was diagnosed with cancer.
Okay.
And obviously, so certain curtains
So
fell.
you're the Lance Armstrong.
Well, so that's when
So you're the Lance Armstrong who got into the textile world and you got into the cycling world.
Yeah, I got into textile, and that is somewhere I think it was, within me,
Right.
deep in my,
Right.
subconscious, and that came up. So I had a lot of time, during this treatment period of a year and a half. I had a lot of time to think,
Unwind.
unwind. When
Unearthing yourself.
in a way, yes, I actually kept visualizing a phoenix all through this journey.
Renaissance.
Yes, I felt that, it was literally like, one was going through fire and coming out
Oh,
of it.
wow.
From ashes to back to life. And that's when I said, if I am coming back from the ashes, then there must be a purpose. And what's that purpose?
Okay. So you found that purpose of giving back to society, or
Yeah, I thought I should be able to do something. There's all these years of society has given to me. What have I given back?
oh wow.
And that's when textile hit me.
All right. So the whole phase that you had, like 1.5, 2 years that we're talking about, from 2013 to 2015, you realized that there's something more that life is offering you, and you wanted to give back. And often, we hear a lot of people, these stories of people suffering mental blocks, or because our show is also about inspiring people. So I'm sure your words should inspire people as to how did you overcome that phase of life, that surviving phase.
Okay. So when it hit me, For the first, I think 1 week, it was total darkness.
Okay.
Because how could it
It's
happen?
like, why me?
Yes. How could it happen to me? I mean, these are things that you actually see
Oh, yeah.
in a distance, right?
Right.
So how could it happen to me? And why me? What is it that... so there were too many questions, existential questions within me. Questions that asked, so what did I do that made me move into this kind of situation? But I realized very quickly that I needed to be strong.
Okay.
I needed to be strong because my caregivers, my whole family, and my elderly parents, my siblings, they were with me, and I could see how crestfallen they were.
Oh, wow.
So
you had the support of your family?
I had absolute support of my family. I couldn't have done this without my family.
All right.
I really hold them in very, very high
regard.
esteem over there because they stood by me all through.
But correct me with the misconception that people have about cancer being, it's a subject which is, people see it as untouchable, unwantable.
Still a taboo.
Still a taboo where they're not treated or respected the way it is supposed to be done. Okay, I understand because I'm from a medical fraternity background of my father being a doctor and my sisters. So for us, it's a very normal thing addressing to people. But even now, when we get to speak some various health-related issues, and you're a survivor of one, the society still has a taboo. That not accepted, not in the inner circle of people. You're not in that zone of where people accept you. But did you find that struggle yourself?
It happened in the beginning.
Okay.
See, so actually, I have gone through cancer twice.
Okay.
So once in 2013 and once in 2021, I had a relapse.
Okay.
So when in 2013, I did face this.
Okay.
And I don't mind sharing it here, that there were certain people who actually disconnected themselves from me.
Oh, okay.
That I have absolute immense faith in human goodness, and there have been certain people who actually connected with me
Positively.
because of this, positively. So for me, it was a medley of emotions, and definitely it was taboo. So many, I've had multiple experiences where people, so a couple of places where people okay, so their children should not come close to me.
Okay.
Because, she has just come out of cancer, stay away.
Stay away.
I have, at that point of time, my niece, my brother's daughter, was about 6-7 years old. And I asked my doctor, is it contagious? So my doctor said, no, it's not contagious. It's not contagious because, she is the only child at home at that point of time. And she would eat from the same plate.
Same plate, yeah.
So all my doctors, and I should really mention them. Three doctors who treated me, Dr. Juluri Srinivas, Dr. Srinivas Chakravarti, and Dr. Nalini. All three of them gave me amazing support. And they told me, they said, this is not contagious, don't worry.
Don't worry.
In fact, your common cold is more contagious than this. So that was a relief. But I did definitely face a lot of stigma.
Okay.
I went through the full-blown treatment and total loss of hair, loss of, eyebrows and stuff like that. And outside, people would actually see me and distance themselves. That I did see. So that was there, but at the same time, there were a lot of people who were supportive.
So you'll find the good and bad.
Absolutely. A mixed bag.
There's a light at the end of the tunnel.
Absolutely.
And the light came in form of your weaving. So let's get.
Yes.
So just get to show what your collection is, and one of your pieces. What we could just having a look at it, and which you can explain as to what a textile whole gamut is
So
all.
let me start with this one. Why I'm starting with this one is because this is our own in-house design.
Okay.
So this is a typical Barampuri.
Okay.
So Barampuri pattus have
Okay.
GI tag.
So Berhampur is one of the first towns,
things that- yeah.
first towns which is very close to the Andhra.
Absolutely, after Palasa and
Yeah,
Right. So this is a weaving, hub. It's called the Silk City.
Right.
Barampur is called the Silk
Silk City,
Yes. So the specification of this particular weave is this kumbha
Okay.
that you see, which is called Thodo kumbha.
Okay.
So it's not as if the threads are dyed and just woven,
Okay.
but there's an extra shuttle used. There are two weavers on both sides
Okay.
who weave this particular kumbha or temple, as it is called. And this is one.
Oh,
of
it's the shape of the temple, is it?
This is shape of a temple.
Okay.
It's called a kumbha in Odia.
Okay.
In other places we call it temple border.
Okay.
However, this is a kumbha which comes into three designs.
Oh, okay.
One which is like a temple spire.
Okay.
So it will be serrated.
Okay.
The other which is plain, and my weavers call it candle kumbha.
Okay.
Because it's shaped like a straight triangle.
Right.
But this is woven with an extra shuttle.
Okay.
Okay, so they would actually throw the shuttle to make these
All right,
ones.
all right.
So two people will weave it from both sides, and that's a very unique part of Barampuri, and that has got a GI tag.
Okay.
And this border is what is called a duipuli.
Okay.
Again, it is hand woven. It is not punch card woven. You know,
Okay.
it is not jacquard or it is not jala work. It's all hand work.
Okay.
So if you look at it, both sides you can see it is actually not jala work. This is one of the key features.
And I see that this design is different, and this design is different. What is this
Yeah,
special?
so so this one we came up with in 2017.
Okay.
So prior to this, Barampuris never had such colorful pallus.
Okay.
So I'll just share with you. Barampuri is known for its Spartan and pristine work.
Okay.
So this would be your vintage
Okay.
Barampuri.
That was the actual design.
This is this is one of the earlier ones,
Okay.
a vintage design.
Right, okay.
And this has its own aristocratic look.
Okay.
However, with
Are you wearing one as well?
I am wearing one which has the similar pallu.
Oh.
This is one of our early pieces
Okay.
that we made in. This came actually in, I think 2017 December.
Okay.
So I'm wearing one of those, and this pallu is called Mohini.
Okay.
That is why this sari is called Mohini.
Mohini Saree.
Yes. So Mohini has different connotations.
Okay.
But Mohini is absolutely mesmerizing. It mesmerizes anybody and everybody. It also happens to be my maternal grandmother's name.
Okay.
So this is called Mohini. This is called Mohini because of the rainbow colors that we have used.
Or the whipgear, as you call it.
Yes,
Okay.
but not necessarily. We are not so much of a purist to it, but multiple colors
All right.
that we have used in the weft.
All right.
Okay, and in the warp, which is the length of the sari, we have used a single color. Whereas these motifs, each of these motifs, whether they are abstract or whether they are inspired from the temple or inspired from the local, animals and birds, flora and fauna. Each of this is the first time we did this.
Okay.
In 2017, and this is one of our very popular designs.
Oh wow.
We made close to, I think, around.
So how many collections of these kind of pieces you have? How does the range that you have right now with you in the collection?
So this is one design that we came up with.
Right.
And to let you know that, we, one of the reasons why we need to look at new designs, especially, is that our present generation adapts it, accepts it, and uses it. And the use of sari for especially the pattus for temples and festivals is one usage. Nowadays we would like to make it so available to people that so people can use it for various, whether it's a corporate meeting, whether it is just stepping out,
I'll tell you my story. You know, I use some of my mom's silk sarees as a drape myself. For a fashion drape.
Yeah,
And I'm wearing a
yeah.
kurta and a pajama. It looks
Right.
very nice. You know,
Absolutely.
the whole silk drape and all. So, can
So
this
I'm-
be done by men as well?
Okay, so we do weave for men.
Yeah.
We make the what we call jodo, which has the dhoti and the uttariya or the khandua as it is called
Right,
here.
right.
We call it odhoni.
Okay.
So the dhoti and the odhoni, and it is available for men from very long time.
Okay.
So so silk and handloom is not bound to the women of the world.
Okay.
Men also wore that.
All right.
And for in Odisha, for any festival, and I think all over India, for any puja or any, whether it's a wedding or whether it's a traditional space or traditional occasion, men wear that.
Okay.
And that's available with us. We do that. I
So
don't have
let
a
us
sample.
see more collection that you have.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So I want to show you this. This is 4 months old.
Okay.
This design, which we came up with to,
Just leave it. It's all right.
we came up with to meet the requirements of the corporate and the younger. So this is seamless.
Okay.
Okay, there is no border to this.
Oh, okay.
This is seamless, and it may look like stripes to you, but it is woven. If you look
Okay.
at it, it is woven. Each one has woven thread work.
Nice.
And this one comes with a bandha work and barampuri work.
Okay.
So we started 4 months back, and we've got a major hit. This has become
Oh,
a
nice.
very big hit because
Okay.
both
One
the
of the top selling?
Yes, one of the top selling.
Okay.
Yes. I would like to. So, in case people think that it's only white, I would
Okay.
like to share that we have vibrant colors which we
Okay.
bring in, and this is one of them. You can have a look at this one. So, this is the one,
Oh, wow.
and this is your blouse. This particular border is called Mukta Punji in Odisha. This is also available in certain other clusters all over India, but we call it Mukta Punji. And this is how the particular sari. One of the key features of Barampuri is that it does not crush. The way it is woven, and these are all woven in pitloom.
Okay.
Okay, so it's woven in pitloom. It's absolutely extra shuttle technique. If you look at, again, the kumbha that I showed you earlier
Yeah.
and the kumbha that I'm showing
wow.
you now is different.
Okay.
But the process the technique is the same.
All right.
Same extra shuttle. We work with another cluster, which is the Ganjam Bomkai cluster.
Okay.
For years
So now
together.
you're talking about the clusters, right?
Yeah,
How
so
many clusters do you have?
So I am, my intensive focus is on southern India.
Okay.
And I'm working on intensively, very closely with 4 clusters. One is Ganjam Bomkai, another is Barampuri silk. I also work with what the village I refer to with Pittada. So they specialize in cotton sarees.
Okay.
So sarees are not necessarily only niche, unaffordable,
Right.
or beyond my reach. Those sarees will come for some 2,000, 3,000.
Okay.
And they are pure cotton, single
All
work
right. All
sarees.
right. Okay.
Whereas the Ganjam Bomkai, another one which we work in, these are double warp sarees.
Okay.
And you might ask me why double warp? Because look at the kind of design we have here.
Oh.
This thread work, again it is extra shuttle work, it's not jala work. And this heavy work will not, the single, warp, the single thread will not be able to take the weight of such a design,
Okay.
and therefore double warp.
Okay.
And
So how many days does it take to get this one sari done?
okay, so this particular one will take anywhere between 15 to 20 days
Oh my God.
to make it.
Okay.
From dyeing
The
to
whole process.
warping to actually putting it on the loom and weaving.
Okay. And it's that process.
That longer process, yes. So all these that you are seeing right now are dyed in our own units.
Okay.
So the weaver himself does the dyeing,
Okay.
and the whole family works. So the whole family works, and they do the dyeing, they do the drying, the warping, the design making, everything they do.
Okay.
And then they put it on the loom. After they put it on the loom, at least 10 to 12 days.
Okay.
And that's
So it's a 20 day process.
almost 15 to 20 days per sari
Okay.
requirement.
And it's ready to wear.
Yes, till when the sari is ready to wear. And do you see that this is not your...
And everything is hand woven.
Absolutely.
All right.
Everything is hand woven, and we like to keep it that way.
Right. So you're not industrialized the way it is industrialized
No,
now.
no. I'm not yet Dickinsonian. I don't want any utilitarian and industrialization of this process. We would
So
like
now,
to keep it
Mridula,
close.
tell me, do you have takers for these products nowadays? Or
Yes, we have takers, definitely.
And
So some of these, like this particular one, calls for a highly educated and,
sophisticated.
evolved audience.
Yes.
Because otherwise, people would say, it's like regular batta.
Regular butter.
But it's not regular
Does
batta.
it take time for you to convince people that this is how it is done? Like,
So I don't convince anyone.
okay. Yeah.
I don't.
They like it or they don't like it.
So there is no need to convince people.
Right. They have once they have the
People
taste.
come, yes, and I think the product speaks. I don't want to use the word product.
Right.
This one speaks for herself.
Yeah,
She
just
speaks
saying that
for
if the work is good, just leave it
She's
to the
just-
Almighty
She
and it
speaks for herself.
says for itself.
Oh, no, she speaks for herself.
Self, right.
So when you actually see it, you realize what it is.
Right.
And I have most of the time had the opportunity to tell the story of what it is, where it comes from, and people have fallen in love.
Oh, wow.
And then they come back for more. So this is one sample that I got for you.
So, Mridula, we have seen your collection. I'm sure the audience watching us would also be appreciating of what is done. I've known your work for some time now, and I was deeply connected. That is why I wanted to do this whole program with
Thank you.
because of my love for fashion. Because I was a model before I got onto TV.
Yeah.
This now the whole digital Gen X work. Fashion is very close to my heart because I started my career in fashion industry, and cinema is fashion, TV is fashion. Do you see that India is still to evolve like the Europe or the West in terms of accepting fashion as a daily life? Because when I dress, I'm a very dressy guy myself, and it's very difficult to not being looked at and ogled about. It's there's certain discomfort when you are traveling, and I'm always dressy with very colorful clothing. I'm underdressed, in fact, nowadays. Otherwise, it's very colorfully dressed. So does it happen more across with women because fashion is still a stigma or a dogma in Indian society?
So for me, fashion is everywhere.
Everywhere.
And if people are looking askance, or people are, what you call ogle, I wouldn't say ogle, they are curious.
Curious. Correct.
And why are they
कुछ
curious?
अलग दिख रहा है.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल कुछ अलग है, कुछ नया है. So they are curious.
Curious.
And why are they curious? Because they want to know where this came from. Or what's the meaning of this?
Right.
Where is it going? So that's why they would be curious. And you may find somebody actually emulating that next day.
True.
So that's fashion. Fashion is everywhere.
You need to set a trend.
We need to see where we should have the eye to actually understand that this is fashion.
Right.
So for me, fashion is when I see, so this Ganjam Bomkai that I'm talking about, the original Ganjam Bomkai never had this.
Okay, but it
height.
evolved, yeah.
No, this height, because
Okay.
it was never meant to be worn like I'm wearing the sari.
Right.
It was always more meant to be worn as an ekavastra.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Okay, therefore the thickness
Okay.
of the cloth, non-transparency, thickness, and therefore when you wear it, it just stays there.
Stays there.
So women wore it for day-to-day wear.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if you now look at it, then that's something new, because we don't see that in our day-to-day, visual that we see.
Yeah.
So for us, then we will be curious.
Right.
So therefore, anything that is not in our repertoire, we are not familiar with, becomes something that we're...
I'm asking this question in lieu with the generation, the millennial and the Gen Z generations, where saris don't become a great option for people. The courtesy, the culture, or the schooling that has transitioned and changed. But do you see that changing with, especially with the Gen Z generation, who are actually going to be the viewers of this program more? How do you address the whole trend? Is sari going to be back in trend, or going to be seen in trend, or the draping culture has changed nowadays, and I could see so much of this new Instagram waves of draping. Is it happening in truth?
Yes, it's happening.
Okay.
I think
if these could be that in fashion new drape kind of a stuff.
So I'll start with one small point, and that is the Gen Z and the new Gen Alpha. They are multidimensional.
Okay.
They are dynamic.
Okay.
Okay. And they are not stuck in a framework. Okay. So they love to explore, and they love to go with the flow.
Right.
That's one point. Second point, the sari.
Okay.
The sari is an unstitched fabric.
It's never out of fashion.
And therefore, you can do anything with it.
Anything with it.
Okay, it's possible to wear over a pair of jeans. It's possible to wear with a skirt. It's just possible to turn it into a gown without stitching it.
Oh, wow.
It's possible to tie it in such a way that it turns into a lehenga without stitching it.
Okay.
And therefore, the Gen Z or the Gen Alpha that's now coming in, they're still evolving, nascent phase. I think the sari is taking them by the storm. And they are experimenting with the sari so much that I think the millennials and the people of my generation, the baby boomers, we are surprised.
Right.
And I see that sari is something that's not going to die here. It's a slow fashion. It's a sustainable fashion.
Like dhoti has come back into fashion now.
Dhoti has come back into fashion
nowadays.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
I see a lot of celebrities wearing it in Elan.
I find it very sexy.
Wow.
Yes. Men in a dhoti and the uttariya,
right.
they're very sexy.
Okay.
The same applies to a sari. If Carl Jung said, Indian women are absolutely sexy because of the sari that they drape. That's when? Way back. When the Victorians were busy trying to make us into barrels.
Barrels of one piece
barrels. That's when he said this is absolutely one of the most sensuous attires. And since my work deals with sensuality also, I'm mentioning this.
And the temperature conditions also that you see in India also suits this draping and the way.
True. Yeah. And then you see this is so free-flowing.
Right.
The sari is so free-flowing. You can, do Kaliyar Pattu, you can do martial arts, you can... do you see the workers around us?
Right.
Women who do hard work, who do physical labor, they all wear a sari.
Sari, yes, exactly.
Whether it's your construction work, whether it is your domestic help, whether people who are on the road who are carrying bricklayers, they all wear a sari.
And they're very comfortable with it.
And they're very comfortable with it. So I don't know why we feel it's an elitist notion. The sari is uncomfortable.
Right.
It's not. It's meant to be used. So in the pre-independent era, so in the 40s and 50s also, you found women wearing the nawari and playing badminton and tennis.
Yes.
We don't need to worry about it. I mean, people did horse riding wearing a sari. And there, I would like to point out that all over, across the subcontinent, you have sari draping styles changing from
place to place.
Every 5 kilometers, there'll be a new style of draping based on your requirement, based on the kind of sari, based on the style sense. And it's a very pragmatic piece of fashion.
Right.
So for me, I feel the
So sari is always there.
It's there. It had taken a backseat, and I always say that we all got totally, carried away by this whole Victorian narrative of how women need to wear Or they went to the extent of putting what do you call curtains for the table legs because the legs should not be shown.
Oh my God.
Well, in India, we don't have that problem.
We don't have that culture at all.
This is not part of Indian
Culture
at all.
Yeah.
We need not worry.
And women in India are very comfortable with the skin actually. So they're not afraid of showing off the skin.
Yeah. So there is obviously there is a very clear or invisible boundary between what is working and what's not working.
Yeah.
However, a lot of things what you're saying now is a Victorian imposition. They've still not come out of that colonial.
But that will change because the whole internet generation is very different. They have their own dynamics.
Absolutely.
They have their own perception to look at. And courtesy to that, our show is going to go and to various millions of audiences going to watch it. So your final take on how you're going to see this Ambika collection, especially your collection, evolve, and how do you see it evolving in the next 5 to 10 years?
So the purpose of this whole venture, this whole movement project we call it, is to do two things. A, to bring about what has moved into the background from the mainstream and has either become a very elitist, exotic piece of work, to bring that into the mainstream. A. B, to infuse pride in an artisan's work. So today, especially in textiles, we find that our weavers, when I started work, I'm telling you, my weaver, actually the first weaver I started working with, who was woven these, told me, Amma, we are just coolies, laborers. I don't want my children to get into this field.
Oh, okay.
2, now he would call me at 10:30. Amma, I have got a new design in mind. Can we talk?
Can we talk?
So that's the movement.
Change.
That is, so for me, that is what I'm looking at.
Right.
That's one of my purpose.
So people should come back into the fold and work there.
Absolutely. And we would like to start it young, with the young lot. So in the next 5 to 10 years, what is the core, society, trust or enterprise that we are working with? It's called Society for Heritage Skill Building. We would like to make this a mainstream profession.
Okay.
Where our weavers are, tech savvy. Our weavers are have access to the global market. Our weavers know the history, know the story that they need to share with the world.
Right.
And therefore, an inherent pride in their heritage skill that they have.
Oh, great.
That's one of the main
thing. So
that's
heritage, skill, and saree, and the new Gen Z drape. So we hope and wish that all of your new venture in popularizing the new drape styles and the themes that you come up with, and with a lot of artisan work, be very successful. Through our show, we would like to thank you for being here and enlightening us a lot about saree and information. I'm sure it will come for good use a lot of people.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mridula, for being on our show. That was Mridula Das on the first episode of the Kapil Deev Show on the YouTube channel. Until the next time, with another entrepreneur, we'll come back for the episode 2 of the show. It's me, Kapil Dev, signing off with cameraman Vasu Verma and director Suman Prakash. Thank you.